I got one question for you, mister. Why all the disrespect on Father's Day? The Bible tells us to honor thy mother and thy father. Looks like some of y'all forgot. Listen up, doctor, as I explain the importance of a father.
Hello, my friends. I'm Daniel Talley, the Note to Self guy, and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. First of all, I'd like to say Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. And if you happen to be a mother who's had to play the role of father, Happy Father's Day to you too as well. Okay, fellas, let me talk to you. How do you measure up as a father? How do you know if you're a good father? Well, let's define what a father is. Now, let me tell you, the role of a father should never be underestimated. Many would agree that a good father is the leader of the family. He is the protector of the family. He is the provider of the family. Not only that, he is also the example setter for his children. The children look to daddy for guidance, spiritual or otherwise. Now, let me tell you something. How that father treats the mother of his children, how he shows love for the mother of his children is super, super important. Why is that? Because what he is essentially doing is that he is setting the foundational structure of future relationships for his sons and daughters to follow. Let me be perfectly clear. A son learns how to be a man from his father, and a daughter learns how a man should treat a woman based upon how her father treats her mother. Fellas, you are the first man that your daughter will ever love. You see, you are an example and a role model for her. Plain and simply it. All right, so let's go to the source to really define what a good father is. Now, God is the father of us all. So how does God define a good father?
A good man leaveth an inheritance to his children's children, and the wealth of the sinner is laid up for the just. Proverbs chapter 13, verse 22. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6.
It is clear we ought to leave enough money behind for our children and our grandchildren. But God is also instructing us to teach our children the ways of the Lord. In other words, we should be teaching them the fruits of the Spirit. And with the aid of the Holy Spirit, we should be teaching them love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, and self-control. Now, these things right here, these things are absolutely essential because they will help us to leave a legacy for our children. Now, I got news for you. If you want to be a good father, these are the roadmaps that we should follow. Now, we've already established the importance of the role of the father, but the $64,000 question is, why do we get such crappy gifts for Father's Day? You know, I've noticed on Mother's Day that mothers tend to get very nice gifts. They get things like Louis Vuitton purses and expensive jewelry and things like that. But when it comes to fathers, no sir, not quite the same. Because on Father's Day, what are the types of things we get? Well, let's just say we get things like socks, slightly used socks at that. And in this case, these jokers don't even match. What's up with that?
And let us not forget the fancy dinner they give you on Father's Day.
Bon appetit, Pops.
I bet y'all don't treat mother that way.
Now listen, if my kids are watching this video and you guys plan on buying me some socks for Father's Day, look here, buy me some of these babies. These are upscale socks and they are fly. And you know, if I'm wearing a pair of these, I feel real good about my situation. Now listen, it's been said that the suit makes the man. But I got news for you. These socks right here, if you're wearing these socks suit the soul.
Ooh, Note to Self guy. I love those socks that you are wearing. Those are sexy. You want to go out sometime? Make sure you wear those socks.
Look here, y'all. I think I met my next baby mama. Look here, sexy mama. If you like these socks, I got a whole bunch more at the crib. You want to know the value of having a good dad? Well, let me tell you a personal story. It's my story. Now, unfortunately, my dad is no longer with us, but he and my mom had me when they were teenagers. They were 15 years old. And folks, this was back in the 1960s. Now, teenage pregnancy back then was kind of frowned upon, I have to tell you. So they had me at 15 years old, and unfortunately, they sort of parted ways, for about 5 or 6 years. And during that time, I did not have the benefit of having a father in my life. So therefore, there was not any, very little discipline that I was being shown. And I have to tell you, I was a bad little kid. I mean, I would cuss people out.
Cuss people out? Man, that's an understatement. You, sir, cuss more than any sailor that I know. I've never heard a kid cuss as much as you. I'm glad you stopped, because it really wasn't a good look.
I was on a path that certainly would have taken me down the wrong road. I think had I stayed on that current path, I probably would be dead by now or in jail or something like that. But fortunately for me, my mom and dad, they eventually got back together again and they got married and we began to live as a family. And during that time, having my dad in my life, he gave me some structure, he gave me some discipline. He taught me a lot of the lessons in life, and it changed my whole life. And I will say to you that whatever good that you see in me, even if it's, this channel or the book that I wrote or whatever the case may be, whatever positive good that you may see in me, I have to give my dad a huge amount of credit for that, because had he not came into my life and been the good father that he was in terms of trying to teach me right from wrong, and to try and instill a sense of God in me, then I would be a different person, I have to tell you. So Dad, I want to say to you, happy Father's Day to you in heaven. And sir, I salute you for all that you did for me and my brothers. And I want to say to you guys out there, if your father is still alive, hey, show that brother some love. The value of a dad can never be underestimated, because in my case, as I said before, it changed my life. Now listen, if you're still not sure if you're a good dad or not, let me leave you with a poor man's proverb from our award-winning and best-selling book, Note to Self, Faith for Inspiration and Aspiration.
For fathers with daughters, if your baby girls grew up to marry a man just like you, would you be pleased? Believe it or not, our example is setting the stage. Note to self, faithful inspiration and aspiration.
Happy Father's Day, everyone. Have a great week. Be blessed. Chat with you later.